So many times I have heard parents saying they will learn when they grow up how to control and express their emotions, how to organize their thoughts, how to communicate, overcome their setbacks, make decisions, solve their problems, and other essential life skills. But the question then is, isn't it our job as parents to equip them now while they are little with all these needed tools for their lifelong journey? Why wait until they leave our homes and life throws at them different kinds of hardships and challenges, catching them unprepared? I remember seeing a quote that said, "It is not what you do for your children, but what you have taught them to do for themselves that will make them successful human beings." So how is that for perspective? I believe this is a great way to emphasize the importance of parenting vocation, the power that we have as parents to prevent some of the problems that we face now as adults, which in most cases aren't actually adults' problems, but untreated or unresolved childhood problems. Things that our parents missed to address, or maybe they didn't know themselves how to handle. Just think for a moment. What is your biggest struggle right now? What is that thing that you wished your parents taught you as a child? You'll be surprised to know that the answer that you get to this question is the exact thing you need to teach your own child. Let me repeat this again. The answer that you get to this question is the exact thing you need to teach your own child. How is that? Let me explain. You may have heard or read about the concept inner child, which suggests that there is a child within our unconscious mind who holds all of our memories and emotions that we experienced in our childhood. And this inner child, who we once were and never grew up, is considered to be the most vulnerable part of ourselves, as it is heavily influenced by the things that happened to us when we were little. And because of that, this inner child, so to say, influences who we are as adults, holding a tremendous power over our current thoughts, feelings, and behaviors. For example, those who experienced neglect or denial when growing up, they may struggle to communicate their feelings, put themselves first, say no to people, connect to themselves, and believe in themselves. In other words, they have a low self-esteem and many insecure feelings, even though they might not have any real reason to feel this way as adults. So, by showing to our own children these feelings of insecurity and unworthiness, we unconsciously pass down to them the same not so good qualities, attitudes, and beliefs. Now, going back to the question that I asked you to ask yourself a little bit earlier, what is your biggest struggle right now? What are the beliefs and the habits that come from your childhood and have a negative impact on your life? Is it the lack of confidence, self-esteem, self-doubt, maybe fear of failure, or scarcity mindset, or maybe unhealthy eating habits? Whatever that is, you definitely don't want to replicate and transmit to your children. And the good news is that you can break this cycle. You can reparent yourself and recreate in your mind the childhood you wished you had. And that will allow you to be a better, more loving and caring parent for your children. I know it is not easy. It takes time and practice to develop the ongoing consciousness and to notice all of our internal patterns that no longer serve us in both our personal life and in our parenting journey. But it's possible. Let me share a story, a personal story, that will confirm this. One of my boys, who is a soccer player, had recently a very hard time joining his team for a game. I could clearly see the pre-game pressure and the nervousness and the anxiety he was going through. And as I usually do in this kind of situation, I gave him a small pep talk, trying to encourage him and to boost his confidence. But it didn't work. None of my words that I believe in you, I know you can handle this, your team needs your skills, you're a great soccer player, could make him feel any better. And that made me realize that the problem was even deeper than I thought. He didn't need me to reassure him that I believe in him. He needed me to help him believe in himself, which is a big difference. So apparently, I passed down to him some of my own self-limiting beliefs and self-esteem struggles that I developed in my childhood. And as soon as I was aware of that, I decided to change the narrative and to break this cycle of passing down to my own children these not so good beliefs. So on one hand, I started working on myself to overcome my own self-limiting beliefs. But on the other hand, in this particular case, I started recording videos of him playing soccer, so he could see himself what he's capable of and how great he is on the field. You won't believe it, but after a period of time, he got so much confidence in himself. Even the other day, he wrote a note for him saying, "I'm a great soccer player." And that made me so happy because I could help him believe in himself. So again, it is not what you do for your children, but what you have taught them to do for themselves that will make them successful human beings.